Welcome, welcome to the Manifest X Mastermind. Our mission is here to help 1,000 conscious entrepreneurs become millionaires so that we can raise the vibration of the planet. And what we value here is, let's see, the fuck yes life. Man, I should really practice this better, but you understand. Where you have a fully embodied absolute yes to whatever it is that's going on in your world. And this stretches all the way from traveling to Fiji for a mastermind, as our fearless leader Miro has done, all the way to the depths of like some things that you might not want to initially be a fuck yes to, like fear, anger, sadness, frustration, whatever, right? Bringing that mindfulness, that acceptance, that love that will enable you to step into your full potential as someone of high net worth, as someone who has a really beautiful network, and as someone who is capable of providing generational worth. So that's the trifecta that we like to play with here. There are a couple principles that we operate by. Clarity creates your reality. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're clear on something, if we know what your target is that you're trying to hit, it's easier to hit it. If you're not aiming at a target, you're not clear on what the target is, much more difficult to hit. And then we manifest our reality with our subconscious beliefs. Manifest does not mean to create. Well, not just, it does partially. It means to make obvious what is already there. And we choose what to focus on. What we focus on grows and expands. We can focus on what's working, what's right. Just imagine like Burning Man, this giant burning thing that people are like, wow, look at that artwork. Or you can choose to focus on what's not working. Oh, look at that dumpster fire. It's really where you put the focus of your attention that determines your reality. Are you resisting a problem? Are you resisting the problem you think you are? Or are you here to create from your heart what you love just because it's something that you want to create? Can I get an amen or a high five or a hands up or a yes, this is making sense so far? Just keeping y'all awake, keeping you in the room. Thumbs up is great. Yeah. There's one more piece, which is commitment calls the universe into being, or the universe conforms to commitment, right? So this idea is that, and I see your comment, James, I'll get to in a moment. When we honor our word, when we practice having a rigorous relationship with what we say we're going to do, the universe eventually honors our word. And if we commit, we go all in, we go full out, we play the game fully and completely in the direction of what we're wanting to create. We've got veterans of entrepreneurship, 30 years plus, was it, Jay? Yeah. We've got like superstar veterans of entrepreneurship. And I bet if I polled you, your commitment has called a lot of opportunities into being, right? Is that jive with your experience? I'm talking to you specifically, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, you got to be committed.
And not just some, but all, right? Like fully. Yeah. So I see your text. Let's see. Qualifies as a win or a challenge. Oh, great. Y'all are beginning to interact with the prompts here. Feel free. My invitation to all of you is to drop your biggest win and your biggest challenge into the chat box. So for me, just sold my very first $200 monthly ongoing membership subscription. That is passive revenue, y'all. That is continuous. And I mean, I've sold $10,000 coaching packages, but it's all about that recurring revenue, y'all. So we can get into that. So some of you might be wondering, who is this joker, right? Some of you may be familiar with Miro. I am the client success coach. Sorry, I forgot to introduce myself in that way, which means my job is to serve and support y'all inside of this mastermind to ensure you're getting what you need. And as our fearless leader, the CEO, is in Fiji, I am here leading the mastermind that you see. And for about 2.5 years, I've been helping heart-centered coaches scale to 6 figures online through fun, flow, manifestation, intuition, embodiment, the fuck yes, energy, and vibration, and also a fair amount, be it known, of social media marketing, specifically organic traffic driven to your personal profiles and your Facebook groups. And I've had people put a single post out and make $1,000. I've put out a single post and made $8,000 myself. And we can get into the details of how to do that or examples from Miro's work if you like. Thanks for the congratulations. I'm looking for more wins and more challenges. I'll go into James. Tomorrow, I'm pitching my business to about 60 to 70 investors. I get 4 minutes to present. I've created a PowerPoint presentation I'll be rehearsing tonight. Good luck. Everybody feel free to wish James good luck. Biggest win for Jay, 2 weeks launching my beta of Mastermind Mastery. I like this. It's kind of a meta offer. It's like an offer of, I love seeing when those work and when they're resonant inside the coaching space. Create and launch your high-end mastermind in 60 days. Biggest challenge, filling the last few spots. So just to serve inside of that and to give you a space to begin to request referrals, what I also would invite people to do is, who is it you help best? Who is your ideal client who you know can pay you, who you love to serve, and who you can really help? And just put that in the chat box. Like for me, I help heart-centered, successful, professionals to scale their coaching businesses to 6 figures and or to complete the internal work to have their next relationship be the best last of their life, which may sound like a pretty broad offer portfolio. I'm doing both. Let's see. My win is attending a gala, Brittany says, with international royalty and diplomats. Check that out. So in case y'all don't know, we've had millionaires, we've had billionaires in here. Now we are 2 steps away from royalty. That's big news. Bring in one for the team, Brittany. Biggest challenge, getting everything done. More clients and votes for the contest. Heard that. And I've been seeing those messages in the group feed. Resigned my mastermind. Matt Clare, remind me of who that is. Is that Marianne St. Clair? Or I'm not sure, but resigned my mastermind. I'll need some clarification on that one. And I'm presenting it. Okay, so you haven't resigned from your mastermind if you're presenting it on the 16th and the 20th. So that much I can figure out. If you want to clarify, it'd be super helpful. And congratulations on whatever's going on with your mastermind. I help individuals and businesses with comprehensive health insurance. Thank you, Walt. My target coaches, speakers, course creators who want to move beyond one-on-one and or courses and groups to create high-end masterminds. Thank you. Beautiful. Yeah, anybody else wants to share their biggest win, challenge, or what you're working on in the chat box, and I'm happy to dance with you in that. Biggest win, Dr. Rees says, I've submitted my copy for my workshop and participation in National Metaphysical Expo. Biggest challenge, setting up my social media marketing campaign for this February event. All right. So I think we have a threshold amount of engagement in the chat box and questions and answers here for me to proceed, and a sufficient number of people in the room. We have a quorum. We officially have a quorum. Let's all celebrate. The ayes have it. The yous have it, in fact, actually. So let's start by doing our regular meditation, or manifestation meditation. Now, this is based on who here is familiar with theta healing and or experienced it yourself. So it's going to be new for only a very small portion of the room. Super powerful, though. Who's experienced theta healing before? And or the potency of it? Yeah. So this is not something I originated. I don't claim to have created it, but I do claim to be pretty good at it. All right. Collaborating with Brittany, Chantel, and Kermit, celebrating Empress's win, synthesizing my high-performing skill set of performance into a digital message to selling my 15K cash leasing and either loan option. I love that. Yeah, it's all about that messaging. It's all about that messaging to draw in those right ideal clients. So, all right. I'll invite you all to get comfortable. Just relax, sit back, feet on the floor. Bring your right hand to your physical heart, to where you can begin to feel the heartbeat. And as you feel into your heartbeat, just take a deep breath as if into your heart and out. And again, deeper with me. And out. Third, deepest, longest on me. Filling up your lungs. And out with a sigh. Dropping your hand, dropping your breath as well from your heart, through your torso, through your legs. Breathing out through the bottoms of your feet. Noticing golden roots spreading from your feet down and through the carpet into the ground. Down past the rock, the foundations of the building. Down past the crust of the earth, the dirt. Down into the lava and the magma. Down all the way to the molten core of the earth, where these golden roots anchor in the 3 trillion tons of unwavering support and grounded energy provided by the earth at all times. Noticing no matter where you walk, no matter where you are or go, you are rooted, grounded, received, held, supported, and aligned. Breathing that energy back up, 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 from the core through the lava and the magma, faster now through the crust, through the concrete, through the carpet, in through the balls of your feet, sitting with your back straight, breathing up your legs. Up your spine, the Sushumna central channel of energy, noticing as you breathe up, the energy centers, the chakras bloom and blossom as you breathe up. The first, the second, the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. And notice there's a bubble of energy just above you. Notice it has a color. What color is it? Stepping into that bubble. Floating up, 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 past the roof now, through the atmosphere, past the clouds, passing the planets and the stars, the galaxies, through light colors and dark colors. Through a golden band of energy. Finding yourself in a jello-like substance, a pink cloud of compassion. And at the other side of this, you see a window into a space filled only with pearly white iridescent light. Stepping through that window into that space, letting go of your bubble now. Notice what's not possible here. Notice what's not love. Notice how you feel in this moment, in this space. All of that just now was so that you could step through the portal in your own mind, in your own heart, into this space of quantum potential, where what you perceive and attend to collapses the waveform in quantum mechanics and brings into being what you put your attention on, what you choose, what you focus and give energy and action to. Just enjoying the space for a moment. And then getting a little creative in noticing what is the most important thing for you to generate, for you to bring into being, be it leads, sales, joint venture partners, more white space on your calendar, whatever it is. Imagine that you already have that. Allow yourself to be in the end result in this space inside your imagination. Give yourself permission to experience that now. Standing in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Shifting your self-image as much as your action potential, your perception and awareness of opportunities, and magnetizing magic, miracles, serendipity, synchronicity. Just by being here, by practicing this end result, teaching your unconscious mind that it's safe to have this, that it is you, being it to see it, feeding your vision so that your vision can feed you, letting yourself live in it and letting it live in you until it lives outside of you. As we usually do, I'm going to have you repeat silently. Creator of all that is, it is commanded that, and then fill in the blank with whatever it is that you're creating. It is commanded that, fill in the blank, be in my life easily and effortlessly, in the highest and best way, in perfect aligned timing. And that I be given absolute clarity on the perfect, most efficient, easeful, effective actions that I am meant to take to bring this about in partnership with the universe. And so be it, and so it is. It is done. It is done. Show me. Stepping out of that and back through the window into that pearly white iridescent space. Floating back, flying, if you will, through the cosmos, as if you're Superman or Superwoman, whatever superhero you want to be, landing back in your body. Breathing yourself back into your physical body, wiggling some fingers and toes, blinking your eyes, wiggling your nose. Welcome back. So we did the manifestation part of the mastermind. How are y'all feeling? Good? Ah, I see Brittany now. Yay. Everybody's welcome on camera. Come on in. The water's fine. Brenda, welcome back. Rachel. Oh, check that out. Branded background. Badass. I don't know if that's the first time I'm seeing it or it's the first time that it's being seen, but Walt says, great, thanks. All right. Beautiful. So which do you want first? Hot seat addressing challenges? Put a 1 in the chat box if that's what you want, or a 2 for me teaching the best stuff that I've learned in 15 years on manifestation. We're gonna take a vote. 1, 1, okay. 1, 2, 2, up, up. Competition is strong. 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. She's like, if I can just put more ones, then all right. So we've got 1, 2, 3 for 1, and 1, 2, 3 for 2. Huh? We need a tiebreaker. We need a tiebreaker. Oh, you can't do that. You just made the tie worse. Everybody's making the tie worse. All right. Well, I guess it comes back to me. I'm just gonna have to choose. As excited as Rachel is about being on the hot seat, I'm gonna honor my promise to Jay, who was gonna have to leave, and it's his first time that we get through the material. Oh, you didn't actually want to be in the seat. You just wanted to see other people. Oh, you sadist, you. I'm just kidding. It's called the love seat for a reason. All right. So the I has it. That'd be this one. In this particular vote, because I guess I'm just going to have to break the tie. So who's ready to learn some manifestation? Now, we just did some manifestation, but there are other pathways, and it's great as an illustration. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to see how quickly I can get through all of this so we can get to your much desired hot seat or your much desired experience of sadistically watching other people in the hot seat. All right. So there's some stories I can tell you about manifesting clients, doing a single live stream and having somebody show up and say, oh my God, I've been praying for you. People showing up in dreams, or me showing up in dreams. And then people coming to me saying, I don't know how you're supposed to work in my business, but you are. Or me telling them literally on a sales call, no, I don't do what you ask for. And them coming back and saying, hey, no, I really need to pay you for doing this new thing that wasn't on the menu before. Right? Sound interesting? Sound fun being able to cultivate these kinds of leads showing up in your business? Let's see. I've also had partners show up in my world. I'm not going to go into this full story, but I was in Mexico and I decided I wanted to get engaged to a woman. And within 24 hours, a engagement ring showed up in the bathroom of our casita, I guess, whatever one calls it. And it was on the kitchen sink. And apparently someone had previously left it. So let's see. I can't see what's in the chat. So if somebody will help me with that while I'm sharing my screen. Empress, what's the chat? Somebody's got a comment there.
Yes, Rachel share. I relate. Yes, because it's your energy, and they believe you can do it because we all can learn.
Totally. Now there's a spectrum. I'm going to come off a screen share for a moment. There's a spectrum of like masculine action and feminine action in manifestation. You're always going to be taking action, whether it's the action of playing on Earth School with Earth tools by Earth rules and branding, marketing, automation, sales. These are all really important tools and they increase your power of manifestation. It's like building a riverbanks to allow the river and the flow. Because everybody just put in the chat box, my birthright, the scaffolding. Thank you. Put in the chat box, my birthright is abundance. Like so. My birthright is abundance. Yep. Check that out. So you have abundance of clients, of leads, of cash flow coming to you, depending on what you've focused on and what you've chosen to have and what you've taken action to follow up on the desire for. What most people don't realize is most of the time when you're manifesting something, the first thing that you're manifesting is matching thoughts and matching perspectives and perceptions and opportunities to continue to feed your vision over time, right? So your birthright is bliss, peace, love, joy, and abundance. And if you clear up the internal resistance to that and align with it, then it's there available. It's like rain. It was raining here earlier. And it's like water. Can you imagine water falls from the sky on a regular basis to nurture and nourish plants, right? So it's just in the nature of the universe. Check this all out. Yep. 333, my divine right is abundance. Yeah, you gave it a little upgrade, huh, Empress? I like that. So my job in teaching manifestation is to just help you clarify and clear out what might be there as noise on the line and noise between you and the signal that's already, flying in. So cool story. My last major, two relationship partners ago was I just gotten out of a relationship. I made a vision board, stood in the feeling of my wish fulfilled, much like we just did, regularly and consistently. And I had no resistance, incidentally. If you have any resistance to manifesting a thing, we'll go recode it. Chris Duncan, one of my teachers and mentors, has a really powerful process on YouTube for releasing. In 15 years is the most powerful process I've ever experienced. Just Google intro recode session, Chris Duncan on YouTube. And it's about 60 minutes long. I've had people come back to me and say, oh, I experienced orgasmic bliss or a out-of-body spiritual experience, or I let go of weight that I've been carrying for 10 years, right? So I invite you to take the challenge. It's all about standing in the feeling of your wish fulfilled long enough consistently, because the subconscious responds to rhythm, repetition, and deep feeling applied over time. And if you apply rhythm, repetition, and deep feeling, you allow yourself to have the thing. You allow yourself to be the person who can have the thing for long enough, then the actions, the masculine actions, will naturally flow, or the right time, feminine actions of surrender and allowing and receiving and just sitting and relaxing. Like, you can be anywhere on this spectrum. What most people in manifestation don't get is that we're here on Earth School to play with Earth tools according to Earth rules. And again, marketing and sales, you're not just going to Akashic records into your brain, marketing and sales or messaging. You're going to have to learn those. The best people I've seen with the most finely tuned intuition, they're still studying marketing. Right? Is that right, Jay? I mean, like, you've probably been studying marketing for 30 years. Yeah. So like marketing, you're always going to be mastering, but you're never going to be a perfect master of. Unless you're at 8, 9, 10 figures, I mean, okay, then I bow before the feet of the master or mistress. Rachel, you're just having so much fun today, aren't you? I'd like to share resistance I had, then realize the reason why I had it, and then chose to redirect my attention. Yes, see, it can be that simple. Often we think we're dealing with a problem, and we're creating the problem by perceiving and responding to it. It's a matter of where we put the focus of our attention. You know what the real problem is? We think we have problems, and we're addicted to problems. Now, this is different than challenges. You will occasionally have stuck points and situations where you don't know the answer. You don't know what to do next, right? Yes, they are all also signs. I love this engagement in the chat box. Feel free to take Rachel's example and just like pour love and enthusiasm and ideas into this chat box. Y'all getting what you came for so far? Is this some learning and growth that's useful for you? Okay, great. So it's masculine action and feminine action, and your intuition, ideally, like we did in the meditation, will guide you to what is the highest leverage action to take. And if you don't know how to leverage your intuition yet, well, there's it's called the Yeshua method. You simply close your eyes, repeat Yeshua for 20 minutes. You don't have to be Christian. You don't have to be religious. You don't even have to be spiritual. I did it in 2020 because my mentor said, this will clear out your space for listening to your intuition. And closed eye, repeated the name Yeshua for 20 minutes. And then at the end, I asked, what is my next best action that I'm supposed to take to grow my business or to create a new client? I got, do a Facebook Live, sharing what you do. I dragged my feet on this thing for 3 days. I got on, my hair was messy, and I wasn't dressed properly or professionally, but I just shared what I was up to. And a woman from Egypt, who I don't know how she found me, I don't know how she saw the live, she immediately, within an hour afterwards, messages me to say, oh my God, it was like you were speaking just to me. I need exactly what you have. Will you please take me on as a client? I'm like, oh, slow down. Let's have a call, find out what you need so that we can feel into if it's the best fit, right? So it could be that simple for you, leveraging your intuition. And in the story that I was going to tell that I'm really excited about, we manifest with our heart at the highest vibration. Our heart manifests more than we know how to desire. The person that I manifested the ring for, she was my high school crush from 15 years previously, who I had completely given up on getting the time of day from, and have actually given up on getting the time of day from again, but that's a whole nother story. The relationship didn't last, but I'm voting victory for that connection. And what actually specifically happened was I made a vision board, stood in the feeling of my wish fulfilled. See, I do occasionally close the loops that I start. It just takes a while, right? Some of you may remember, what's this vision board story? And I can actually show you that vision board in case you're wondering. I didn't know that I was going to have a need to use this prop today. Here's my vision board. Okay, this is the vision board. Oh man, I've got to turn off my background too, so that you can actually see it. Choose virtual background, none. So I shit you not. It's all messy because it's well used. I am my perfect divine partner made manifest. You can use this format for I am my perfect divine clients made manifest. Actually, everybody try that. Or I am my perfect divine business made manifest now. Just feel into that and speak that. Feel free to drop it in the chat box too. I am my perfect divine clients made manifest now. I am my perfect divine clients made manifest now. There's a power to this that I have found. I've literally used decrees like this to get myself high, and not high like loopy, but high like feeling really good in my body. I will to receive my joy is another one. And you may start noticing stuff in your body that's not joy, or that is resistance to receiving your perfect divine clients made manifest. Well, what you can do is there's what I call the golden thread of decrees. I breathe, I touch, I stay, I feel, and I love. So usually if I'm feeling any sort of resistance anywhere in my body, I can put my hand on it, wherever that spot is, and I breathe into it, and I declare, and I breathe in, I breathe. I touch this sadness, it could be, or I touch this anger, I touch this fear. I stay. I feel, and I love, because we're not here to feel happy, we're here to feel fully. And once we feel fully, then we get to feel happier than we've ever felt. But we may feel worse than we've ever felt in order to get to the other side. Is this making sense, y'all? So I just gave you probably the most simple to use tool, which is just that series of decrees as you actually bring attention to what you're feeling in your body in the moment. Because the recode process is like 60 minutes, right? So it takes some time and it's super powerful, but I want you to have a tool that you can get up and use right now immediately. So I was staring at this and feeling into my wish fulfilled, and each of these little pieces gave me other feelings to feel, like she's my precious beloved, or she's graceful and easy, she's fun, she's graceful and at ease. That sounded very different than what was on there. She's easy with me. Okay, let us outdo each other in love. And each of these was like a springboard into a cluster of feelings. And then I let it go after a month. It says on here September 2nd, and I finished it at 11 o'clock, September 2nd, 2020. 2 months later, my first high ticket coaching client I had sold, her name was Tommy, and she paid me $5,000. Tommy's thing that she loved most that she got from working with me was an event called Awaken Life Live, which she invited her friend Jan to. This is how cosmic things can go, right? You can, if you're staying in alignment, you can literally be the answer to someone else's prayers. It's mind-boggling. So my partner, the crush from 15 years previously, she was considering suicide. She was like, hey, I don't know what to do with what I'm feeling, God or universe, source, and I need tools to help me heal. So Tommy invites Jan to Awaken Life Live. Jan invites my former partner to Awaken Life Live, or invites this high school crush, and she gets exactly the tools that she needs. And I encounter her for the first time in 15 years on that event. And I'm like, oh my God, wow, she's still around. I would love to date her. So we start talking, and I offer my love and assistance because she's still kind of moving through it all. And within a month, we're dating and traveling halfway across the country to visit each other. So me selling my first high ticket coaching client led to her continuing to be alive and getting what she needed. Who's inspired by what's possible by living your dreams and giving yourself your desires? That's the point of the story, not some cool shit that happened to Lewis. So that is what happens when we align with our heart and not just with what we desire. I've manifested all kinds of cool stuff, trips to Amsterdam, to Las Vegas, to Costa Rica. I've got I'm going to put this in the chat box. I would love for each and every one of you to contribute to this. There's a whole list of stories of people manifesting $2,500 or a crystal tumbler or $200 like that, right? Thanks, Megan. I really appreciate you saying that. So this is a place to go to do. Will you all do me the honor of adding your stories to this list? Because I'm sure you've got some. Yeah, some cool stuff that's happened. So, all right, I'm going to come back in here. How do we do it? Well, I keep spiraling around it, right? I keep telling you how to do it and then giving you a different angle on it because that'll reinforce it for you. So success is structural. Success is what? Anybody? Thank you. Oh, I love you. She's playing. Okay. So long as you do the right things long enough consistently, it doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter. And beliefs are helpful, and working with beliefs is helpful. But there are many millionaires and billionaires who still have, lots of resistance in their personality. They have beliefs and attitudes and orientations to the world that we could look at and be like, that doesn't work. Like there's something stinky or fishy about that or whatever, right? So we know what produces success is creating a structure, whether it's a habit or a behavior, plugging into a structure. One of the biggest challenges business owners or entrepreneurs face is we're trying to dig a river in a desert, but really we're digging a hole. When in fact, it'd be much easier to find a river and dig a tributary off of that river. I'm talking about cash flow. I'm talking about lead flow, right? If I go to an organization where there's already a bunch of my ideal clients hanging out in clusters like grapes, then it's easier for me to go there than to go hunt down in a space where I can't find them on my own. Does that make sense? Or where it's hard to find them? So magic works, manifestation works, but I like to say God ain't your bitch. It doesn't always work on command in the way that we expect. In fact, it more often than not works in ways that we don't expect. And there's a time delay and there's a sacrifice of control. We don't have direct control over it. So the question then becomes, how do we find ourselves? Sorry, that link was not supposed to go where it went. This is my buddy, Jonathan England. He wrote a book called If I Die Before I Wake, and there are 5 levels of consciousness, which I'll go through in about a minute, right? So you can know where are you at in terms of your manifestation skill and ability. Level 1 is living in the past, feeling completely powerless, hopeless to create. None of you are here because you're at a mastermind to make shit happen in your life, right? You believe you're powerful and capable of making stuff happen that wasn't going to happen anyway, right? Can I get an amen or a yes or a thumbs up? Right? We're at least there. Problem with level 2 is
yes.
Yay! All right, it's a time delay. So level 1 is powerlessness. Level 2 is discovering your power. Choosing, willing, deciding, desiring. Problem with level 2 is it's often stuck in the future. Someday, maybe if I do the right stuff that I have to, got to, must do, I may get to a place where I have what I want and I have happiness. Well, happiness is not there then. It's here now. Happiness is a decision you can make at any time for any reason or no reason. Glass half full or glass half empty, it goes beyond that. Your life is full or your life is empty right now. You choose, right? So if you're already in that space, it's much easier to manifest than in the space of the chase. Who's felt this? Who's experienced this? Like you're trying to make something happen. You're actually resisting not having it and pushing it away. Yeah. I'm glad it's landing. So that's why we did the manifestation meditation that we did. We took you into a space where it's already present. You already get to be happy from having the thing. Interestingly enough, in terms of your brain and your mind, if you allow yourself to have the end result of a thing that will induce an emotion by you having it in the present, you can induce the physiological, neurological state of having that same emotion. So, meaning you don't have to wait to have the thing to be happy from having the thing. You can have the thing you can have the happy from having the thing right now. Is this pretty fun? Is this rambunctious and a little radical, right? For some of you, it isn't. For some of you, it is. So level 3 gets you there. Now, level 4, you might think, all right, well, if I'm no longer stuck in the past in level 1, no longer stuck in the future in level 2, now I get to be fully embodied in the present, and I don't have to be, do, or have anything, but I can now have and enjoy anything that I want to be, do, or have. Well, then that seems like it, right? Go retire to a mountain and live in bliss for the rest of your life, like the Ascended Masters. Well, there's what more could we do beyond that? Level 5 is the realization that everything works out for good. And if you're part of everything, then you're here to work for good too. Maybe you're here not to take something from this world, but to add something to it. There are a lot of people who are stuck in a cage of their own making, and they don't even realize it. This belief that there's anything that you have to do, be, or have beyond this moment, right? This moment is the point of power. This moment is the wizard's gate. This moment is the magnetic moment, the magic moment. The place where manifestation takes place and takes place most easily. I see you're active in the chat box. It won't let me see it when I'm sharing my screen. I'll check it in a moment. But level 4 is this realization that we're here to be a contribution. We're here to be love. We're here to make a difference. We're here to add value. So when we align with that, it's much easier to manifest, right? And some of you have felt it. It's this lack of attachment. Like me right now, what I'm experiencing in this now moment, my energy is such that I'm here to give. I have no attachment to or expectation of you reciprocating in any way. Any of you here, any of you on the recording, because this is who I am. I am the gift. You are the gift. And people can feel that. People can feel that that's an energy when it comes from you. When you allow yourself to tune to it and allow it to come through you, people can feel that you're not trying to make something happen with them. You're not trying to manipulate them or control them or dominate them. Now, level 4 sounds pretty good. Give me a 4 fingers if level 4 sounds pretty good. 4 fingers up. Let me see. Wiggle your 4 fingers. Okay, cool. So where do we go from here? Well, level 5 is the realization that maybe I'm playing a role in a much bigger game. And maybe the picture that I'm a part of, like I can't see what part I'm meant to play, right? Everybody look at this. There are parts of this that aren't finished. My grandma, before she died, didn't finish this. So maybe there's a part you're meant to play in a picture that you can't see the full thing of, but God can, Source can, your intuition can. So when you surrender into doing what your intuition is telling you, yeah, that's a more feminine way. Thank you. That's true. Oh, Megan, I'm glad you're getting so much from this. So when you surrender into playing the role that you're most meant to, the more that is meant for you, things work out even better than you could have imagined. They don't work out the way that you expect, and they won't work out the way that you were hoping necessarily. Give you a great example. My buddy, Jonathan England, who showed up here, he was making an offer at the end of a presentation in San Antonio. I was there for the offer. I had just used the same space to make an offer alongside him not alongside him, but before him in my own workshop. And I could see it on stage. He was wrestling with something. He checked into his intuition, and his intuition was like, don't ask for money for this. And I could see him and his wife, like they could really use that money in that moment. They were in heavy startup mode with it was a nonprofit, but still cash flow, right, is important, even in a nonprofit. And he got that he was supposed to give his $777 offer and the event, the $2,000 event, away for free to everybody in the audience. It's like 20 people. He could have made a lot of money, but he chose to play the role and the part that he was meant to play in the story, even though he couldn't see how it was supposed to work out. A month later, one of the people in that event shows up, and she's able to bring her son to the event, which her son wasn't at the original event where he made the offer. She and her son had these amazing breakthroughs, which ended up in the testimonial for the Awaken Life Live. And by the end, John made this offer for, I think it was like a $10,000 program. And he brought in from that person and so many other people more money than he could have expected or anticipated. And again, in that moment, he even more really needed the money, and it worked out. So long term, you will be cared for. You will be taken care of. Things will work out eventually for you, even if it looks strange or bad or unexpected in the moment. You picking up what I'm putting down, y'all? Cool. I've got a total of 5 minutes, so we'll see how much more I can get through of this. And who would like more of this next week, or in the future, if I can't get through all of it today? Okay, cool. So we already talked about masculine and feminine. Pray to God, but row for shore. This is a Russian proverb. So you're praying to God, you're doing all your manifestation, visualization, but you're also taking action. It's all about the energy. You can take the actions from the energy of faith, or you can take the actions from the energy of fear. Which do you choose? And recode, release the resistance if there's anything in the way. We're building river banks so that the rivers of our abundance can flow through or into us. Faith without works is dead. So you may need to do more or less works. You may need to cultivate a certain vibration or a certain structure. There are 5 basics. Who do you listen to? Right? You listen to those who have what you want in an area where you want to manifest. So I could teach you how to manifest high-ticket clients with ease, or a $30,000 client, right? Or a $10,000 client, because I've helped people to do that, or I've helped people in the direction of that. You also ask yourself, how teachable am I? And Kermit will remember these. These are in Your Wish is Your Command, which is an amazing audio course on YouTube that I highly recommend. It used to not be open to the public, but it's free and open to the public. So feel free to use that. Teachability index is how willing are you to learn and how willing are you to accept change. So if I'm telling you to do a thing, how willing are you to learn it and to dial it in and to come back to the recording of this in order to learn it even better, right, as needed, or to come back and enjoy. Oh, it looks like we haven't been recording. Excuse me. We're going to start recording now.
It's recording.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah,
I guess
a little red dot.
Oh, that was on my side that it wasn't recording. Great. I'm so glad we got all the fire. So who do you listen to? Then there's the teachability index. How willing are you to learn? How willing are you to accept change? There's the 4 levels of learning, which is, conscious, unconscious incompetence. I don't know how to tie the shoelaces, and I don't know that I need to know. Conscious incompetence. I know how to tie the shoe. I know that I need to know, but I don't know how to tie the shoelace. Then there's conscious competence, where you're like, I can tie the shoelace, but you have to apply thought and effort to it. And unconscious competence, where you're doing it on autopilot. I've gotten to a level of autopilot, unconscious competence with manifesting dates and relationships and sex, if I so choose. With high ticket clients, I'm still between conscious and unconscious competence. It takes practice in any area of life, and in every area of life. It's like building a muscle. And then there's the 4th and 5th basic, which is the training balance scale. Most people put more attention on either thought or action, right? When in fact, it's both and. Both are different types of action. And finally, you get what you focus on most of the time. You become what you think about most of the time. You manifest what you think about most of the time. Most people are not focused on any one thing long enough most of the time in order to manifest that one thing. They're like, I want a nice life, or I want a new partner, or I want happiness, or I want more money in my business. No, if you spend like 2 weeks, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening, right after you wake, right before bed, because that's when the subconscious is most pliable, and give yourself your end result in your imagination, I promise you, opportunities, synchronicities, serendipities will show up in your world unexpectedly. Some of the stories I could tell you are crazy about people accidentally paying rent to someone else who was friends with a friend of mine. And through those 3 people, they connected me to this person who really needed my help. Like, just statistically unlikely phenomena. The stuff that's on my list, on my vision board, like I got 97 or like 92% of 100 characteristics that I wanted in my partner. And then the next one, I just added more characteristics to the list. And the next one, I just made my list even longer, because it's like, all right, I can have everything that I want, so long as I honor the strangest secret, which is you become or you get what you think about most of the time, which shifts your self-image. Like, if you're not believing that you're capable of having the thing, you're not likely to receive it. If you're not the kind of person who's going to stay in the game long enough consistently to take the actions to create the thing, you're not likely to receive it. If you're not feeling good, allowing yourself to have it in your imagination before you have it in your expression out here, you're not likely to have it. So standing in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, focusing on what you want most of the time, picking one thing, not 12 things, could be a breakthrough in your acting career, Kermit. It could be a new accomplishment in your business, Brenda. It could be that program filled, Jay. It could be like that group of clients, right? Whatever it is for you, pick that one thing, focus on it consistently, daily, twice a day. And I promise you, weird synchronicity, serendipity, amazing stuff will start to happen. The 5 levels named. Yeah, thank you. The 5 levels are disorientation, like having no orientation, then goal orientation, like living in the future, I'm going to accomplish something, then journey oriented, journey like every moment on the journey is perfect, right? I'm here to be present. Then there's, what do you call it? Value oriented, like I'm here to be a contribution, level 4. And then 5 is soul oriented, like I'm here to play a part on a journey that goes beyond my little lifetime and my little ego's thoughts about what it wants and needs to do here. Right, which can be some of the most challenging. Does that help, Doc? I'm going to call you Doc because I don't get to talk to many docs. Okay. Brenda, did you get that too? It was levels 1 through 5. So levels 1 through 3.
I need 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Okay. Level 1 is disorientation. Most people in disorientation are living in the past, feeling powerless, living from a pool of poison and pain called big and little T trauma, hoping for a magic pill to cure all their ills, but failing because there is no such thing. The magic pill is responsibility, willingness to get responsible for your life. That's the only magic pill I can give you. And boy, does it taste bad on the way down if you've never tasted it before, choosing to be responsible for your life. And then level 2 is goal-oriented. Like, hey, I'm going to do it. That's it, period. It ain't over till I win, to quote Les Brown. I can have it and I will have it. And I don't know how, but I'll make it so, right? That's goal-oriented. And it looks like Fred Smith is here, which is really exciting. He's going to introduce us to something in just a little bit. And I've got just the end of this slide or the next one. Let's see. Oh, okay. I've got just another like 5 minutes, Fred, and then we'll put you up here. So the strangest secret works neurologically. What we pay attention to grows in our brain. We literally have more space dedicated to it. So it's like you get to be a sommelier of the thing that you're paying attention to. Sommeliers are able to taste the fine distinctions in wine. For you, if you're paying attention in what you're wanting to manifest, you'll start to notice that thing represented with more vividness in your imagination. And then, as I said, it shifts your self-image, your action threshold, your magic threshold. You'll want to put your thing in the sweet spot. So if you've never sold a $10,000 coaching client, maybe put your attention on selling a $5,000 coaching client. If you've never sold a $5,000, maybe a $2,000. If you've never sold a $2,000, maybe a $1,000, right? You got to walk before you can crawl. Scratch that, reverse it. You got to crawl before you can walk. You got to walk before you run. I was actually quoting Ocean's 11. Brad Pitt says, you got to walk before you can crawl. That's where that comes from. So the sweet spot goal is the thing that you focus on manifesting first. It's in your sweet spot. It's what you absolutely 100% have high belief that you can have and a strong desire for. And then you build up from there. I manifested my first 5K client, and then I manifested my first 10K client. Is this making sense, y'all? This is what's missing from the law of attraction as expressed in The Secret and other places. So it's muscle building, it's stair stepping, it's targeted growth, like targeted muscle group growth in a workout plan. And there's a success cycle where success builds confidence. Confidence gets you taking action. Action gets you into producing results, and results lead to confidence, or lead to results, and success are kind of the same thing. So when I manifest a client, I produce a result. That success breeds even more confidence. And when is the best time to make a sale? The best time to make a sale is right after you've just made another sale. The best time to manifest a new client is when you've just manifested another client. So you're feeding your momentum. The best thing to have in business is momentum. The worst thing to lose in business is momentum. Which is why, by the way, for anybody who is really enjoying their time here, if you want to continue to feed that momentum through continuing to be a part of this, come join me on a call and we'll find out, we'll feel into what serves you best, right? I'll give you the link to that right here. Empress, if you'll double check to make sure that that link works. So that's the broad invitation to make sure we don't miss anybody. I know, Jay, it's your first time. So anybody who is enjoying what you're getting and wants more support around it, wants to continue the momentum we're building right now, right here. So your vibrational calibration is important. You attract who you are, not what you want, but what you focus on, which is who you are subconsciously, and what you focus on consciously, which is who you are right here, right? We're here on Earth School to play with Earth tools according to Earth rules. Your mind and body are one of those tools. Branding and business infrastructure is one of those tools. The stuff that Fred's going to talk about with his lead gen workshop, that's another tool. So success is structural. Here are the structures. First, your ecology. What are your goals? Your identity. What are your beliefs about you? Your beliefs about what's possible. If you don't believe there are people in your 3,000 person friends list who can pay you high ticket, it's going to be difficult to sell high ticket to people there. But if you play with the beliefs and shift them and open a space for possibility, then something more becomes available. Next, you will actually have to develop capabilities and skills like lead gen, which you're about to learn a really great way of developing that this weekend with Fred, right? And then behavior. Behavior is the highest form of communication. You all care a lot about your business and a lot
Oh,
about
yeah.
the people you serve. What's that? What'd you say?
Heavens, yes. I said, hell
Oh,
yeah.
heavens, yes. All right. That's beautiful. I do welcome comments. Oh, thank you. Thank you. The link works. I always forget if it's Lewis Manifest X or Manifest X Lewis, which is why I had you check. Thank you. So what we're looking at here with behavior is the highest form of communication. I can tell you care about your business because I can tell what you're doing on a Monday evening. You're sitting in a mastermind to develop your skills of manifestation and your network and your net worth, and to get access to tools and conversations to upgrade your vibration, right? Among other things, right? So I know that you care. You can look at your bank account to find out what you really care about money-wise, what you spend money on. Boy, was that a painful hit to the gut after my first year making six figures. I wasn't managing. I wasn't spending wisely. I wasn't investing. I wasn't saving. I blew it all on more coaching, which was useful. I don't regret that part. And travel, which I regret a little bit of that, because if I had saved a little bit more, I would have not had so much of an income roller coaster till I started to get really conservative, right? Which I highly recommend having 3 months of runway, no matter what stage of business you're at. And if that isn't part of your financial goals, make it part of your financial goals. Next, your environment. You're the average of your 5 best friends. You are the average of your 5 best friends in income, in orientation, in action, and vibration, in like what you like to do for fun. If you don't have a circle that inspires you, you have a cage. And so you might need to replace your people with people who are more oriented towards the success that you're committed to creating, or stop hanging out with people with whom you share a common past just because you share a common past with them. Start hanging out with people with whom you share a common future, because you're committed to creating that future together. So there are a bunch of tools I could give you using your intuition, getting rid of your resistance on the superconscious, the subconscious, and the self-conscious level. Just for the sake of time, I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this.
Can we do that next week? I was like,
yeah, we're going to do that next week. Yeah, thank you. So
fast pace that.
yeah. So we've got time for Fred to make his announcement, and then also for y'all to jump into breakout rooms. Who got some value from today so far? Just a yes in the chat box. Who got some fire? So great. Common future. Yes. Lots of value. Thanks. You're so welcome. Yes. Yes. All right. So we've given you a couple opportunities to move forward and receiving more like this. Jumping on a call with me to explore what's possible in the greater environment and community of Manifest X. Another one is coming up right here. Let's bring our alumni, Fred Smith, up here. You've got something you want to share with us and invite us to, yes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. And just want to say hello to everybody. It's really about you at the end of the day. And just the energy in this mastermind is like none I've ever experienced before. So just wanted to say thank you so much for your trust. I've gotten a lot of great feedback. I've been on a few calls talking to people as well. And you know how sometimes you get a lot of the information and we wonder like what to do next with it and like how to really apply it. And that's one of the things that aggravates me about the way that the world is right now. It's just like, it's so much information overload out there versus getting this kind of information that we're getting right here with like the expectation of transformation. I think we should expect more transformation in the world. I really am thankful and honored that we're able to really be able to communicate and connect here, and truly thankful for being able to just really be able to see the growth and breakthroughs, because it's pretty incredible just the caliber of people here. And I just want to let you know that without you putting your effort out there into the world, it's a lot of people out here really suffering. It really is. I just literally just got off the phone not even 20 minutes ago with another gentleman, and the reality of it is I want people to be able to manifest. Like, we have to focus in on really unlocking our skills. Has anybody else felt that way, or is it just me? You know, I really,
Yes.
yeah, it's really a big deal. So one of the things that, you know, I think we can do is, it's like James Dentley says, he's like, no one reaches their fullest potential by themselves. You know, we have to be able to really take our lives and everybody else to the next level. And I love what you just talked about, you know, getting with other people who we can manifest with, not necessarily being in a cage. You know, sometimes I think we forget that. So one of the things that I am doing this Wednesday is I'm literally going over walking people through the secret sauce in greater detail, step by step, of like how to really manifest with not just total intention, but being able to really understand that people need your genius. I don't think we talk about that enough, no matter where I've been. You know, you're the greatest asset to somebody who doesn't know you yet. We really have to position ourselves like that. And I'm going to share something with you that I just never done before. This is really how important it is to me as a human being. I don't know if you can see this, but literally what I do is every day, this is my dad. Okay. Maybe for some people it's morbid, but you know, the thing about it is he didn't begin with the end in mind. I don't think a lot of people begin with the end in mind. So it's disturbing to know that we have so much noise that people just can't slow down. You know, we only got one shot at this. So it's like, what are you doing right now with your skills to really impact the world? Or do you feel like that cage, you know, or do you feel like you're really in that cage? Or are you really out there just saying, you know what, screw it. If I got to blow everybody off my timeline, if I got to start all over again, if it takes me, you know, another 5 to 6 years just to make sure that I get the right people in front of me. You know, that's the reasons why I do lead generation. It's not just about the money. Yes, it's up there with oxygen, but we have to get the right people in front of us. So does this make sense, or am I just really rambling right now?
Oh, you hit it right on the target, Fred. You hit it right on the target. Brought tears to my eyes because I was just thinking about that. I was like, it may take 3 to 5 years, Empress, but just stay focused.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And it doesn't really have to take that long, but we also have to remember sometimes if we can manifest, maybe I don't know, again, if this goes totally against what anybody else in the mastermind talks about, but the reality of it is sometimes we can manifest too fast. And here's what I mean by that. At one point in time, I had over 200 employees I would call one shot, and they would do exactly what I had to do. They'd have to do it because that was their job. Can you imagine if all of a sudden you got that kind of power and you don't know how you got there? You know, that's the reasons why sometimes our struggles, we have to embrace them the way that we do. You know, I always call it the cocoon phase. You know, when we want to make when we want to make a decision in our lives. Has anybody ever felt that way? Like you finally said, you know what, that's it. I'm burning all my bridges. I'm going for it. And come hell or high water, I'm going to die trying. Or, you know, we just work to really put our manifestations into practice. That's what can happen if you have too much power too fast. You know, you jump right in the middle of a machine that's already going 500 miles an hour versus you understanding exactly what wrench that it took to turn to get there. You know, and that's one of the things that I see a lot of solopreneurs getting stuck in, is the fact that they don't want to release their seed. You know, we have to be able to really be in a position where if we want employees, we have to not create our jobs, but we have to really be in a position where we understand the why. Like, here's a myth. We're taught to work on our businesses, not in our businesses. Well, after literally working with thousands of businesses, what do you think would happen if you just gave the keys to somebody to your store? They'd steal from you because you don't know what to look for, right? So I have intentionally trained a lot of my clients to just work through all the situations that they're in their business. And then from there, they can grow because now they know what to inspect, and they can inspect what they expect. But none of that stuff matters if you don't have a vision. None of that stuff matters if you don't begin with the end in mind. You know, none of that stuff matters if you don't understand why you need to generate a lead. You know, people say that they're crappy leads. Well, maybe your manifestation skills are crappy. No offense, but it's like we have to be able to be in like a transparent and vulnerable state where other people really see us. Does anybody agree with that? Disagree with that? Does that make sense? Because I don't want to just be sitting up here just spitting crap and it doesn't make it.
No, it makes
sense.
sense.
No, you're hitting it right on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's really what, you know, to me, this whole journey is about. This is a real community. And I'm super thankful and honored, you know, that you're here, and Miro and Lewis. I told Miro from day one, like, you know, he put himself out there on camera, like, yo, we're gonna do this together. And I'm like, yeah, because there are real people, like, so many able people in this community. So just from a very high level, what I've been able to do is for 4 hours on Wednesday, I'm just going to go through the exact processes that I've shown people over the last 30 years. Super solid stuff. If you want to come through, I'll just drop the link, and would love to see you there. I would also prefer that if you do it, look in the actual chat itself, because Miro's link is in there, and I would prefer for him to just get all the blessings. If you want to be an affiliate, that's fine. I don't really care. What I care about is making sure we get the right people in there so that you can understand the exact methodology that it really takes to manifest not just your dreams, but other people's dreams as well, you know, because it takes teamwork to make the dream work. Some of my clients have been my best partners, you know, and I'm just truly thankful for that. So that's all I wanted to say. Hopefully, you know, it didn't go too churchy on you, but
Oh no, preach it. Even if it were churchy, it was still great.
You know, but I just wanted to say really to everybody, just thank you so much. This has been literally the best community I've ever been in. It's one of those things where, and I'm serious, if you want to jump on a call with me later, that's fine. Let's just talk through some things and we'll figure things out as far as next steps. I'm not the one to pretend like I have it all figured out, but what I can tell you is just the ability level in this specific mastermind is second to none. So thank you so much for the way that you show up. I get inspired and motivated. I'm almost always looking for a reason to come every Monday. And just even outside of that, you know, the thing about it is you're truly amazing. And thank you so much for the way that you show up. And I really appreciate that. And if anybody got any questions for me, I'll hang out for a little bit, but I'm just really here to serve you to the highest level.
Thank you for the kind words.
I felt that you came
Thank
from
you
your
for the
heart,
elegance.
sir. Yeah, that was very heart-centered.
Thank you. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Miro. Thank you for everybody. Just, you know, appreciate it. Thank you, Walt. Appreciate it.
And
You're
put your contact information if you want to schedule an appointment with you.
Okay.
Yeah, that last link you gave us last week, or I could never get that to work.
Yeah, I got some stuff moving around. I have like 5 calendars. I said I have to simplify. And that's the thing about it. So, you know, really sometimes you can grow so fast. Like I said, the team gets stretch marks. I got 3 more people right now. And I'm talking to some other team in the Philippines right now. So I'm gonna put in my other calendar. So
Thank you, Fred, for your insight. It was great. Great. Exactly what we needed to hear. Needed to hear that today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your participation, Megan.
What?
Thank you for your participation, Megan. All in the chat box.
Of course. I'm sorry. My voice is like not here too. So it's like I don't sound like this normally, but I'm just very enthusiastic today because this is everything that I needed today. So thank you everybody for being here, for inspiring each other. It's a great community. Thank you for having me.
So
Thank you, Megan. Yes, indeed. So while like you said, amazing Fred, the Smith, awesome saucy.
Fred some more love.
Yes. So let's open, this will be a prime opportunity, Lewis, to open up the floor for our love seat and welcome our guest, Jay, to share his challenge and how we can empower each other. That'd be awesome sauce.
Let's see. Yeah, we had some requests for challenges earlier. It looks like we got into flow. So we've got time for one hot seat and then we're going to put you into breakout rooms. And then we will end promptly at 9 minutes from now or so. So let's see who, and be honest and be compassionate. Who's got the most painful challenge? Like even after all that, this thing that you're dealing with that wasn't touched on or served by what we've already gone through. I know that Rachel really wanted to see somebody in pain. I'm just kidding. She's not here anymore. Oh, that's so sad. And I just really am committed that this hot seat be of most value to the person who would experience the most value from it. And like, you know, usually we have our VIPs in the room, but our VIPs are not here today. So I'll say this, it's between first come, first serve, or I'll go back in the chat box to the people who were
well, I'm in mental pain.
Oh, is that, are you a VIP? I wasn't sure.
No, in mental pain.
Oh, you're in mental pain. So, all right. Going once, going twice.
But
Sold to
I'm
the
going
woman in
back,
mental
yep.
pain.
woohoo!
So, what's your biggest challenge that you're dealing with?
This challenge is that this is the first time I'm addressing a crowd at the national level in terms of the largest expo, right, for metaphysicians. And
Right.
I don't have much of a clue as to how to most efficiently market. They're giving me an affiliate link also so that people, when they see my ads or whatever, can book through me for the expo. And then I can get the 20% or whatever. But there are so many choices, so many things to do. I just need to cue in on where to start.
Okay. So your challenge is knowing where to start in marketing for the expo and for yourself inside of it, or both, or I'm just looking to clarify.
Sure. They're running their own campaign, but I'm supposed to be running my own on social media. So it could be on Facebook or Instagram, or, you know, or more than one of whatever is available, you know? And I'm just wondering, what is the most effective way to do this, to market for my workshop and my participation in this event?
Cool. And it sounds like they've given you a ready-made like marketing collateral, documentation to leverage. Is that?
No, I get to come up with my own stuff. They're doing their stuff and I have to submit my copy to them.
So I'm curious because I've actually trained people directly in this before, not at the level of a huge metaphysical expo, but I ran my events of 20 to 50. They were premium quality retreat style where I'd bring in multiple speakers and I would commission them to market for the event.
Yeah, I've done 3-day events and I've had affiliate, yeah, that way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there are a bunch of different ways that you can do this effectively. The most important thing as far as your business is concerned is to get your face in front of as many of the people who are going to already be at the event as possible.
Okay.
So how long is the expo?
3 days.
3 days. Okay. It may require a little bit of like activating your will, but once the event is going, once the list of people who you know are going to be there is set, then find ways to add extra value through that list to those people so that you stand out from the crowd. Because often with a roster of famous people speaking, people can get lost in the crowd. You hearing what I'm saying so far?
Yeah,
So
I won't have access to their big list. I'm supposed to create my own list. And so
okay,
that's
yeah.
what I'm going to work on.
And that's the other thing. So do you have a list, an email list of any kind, or even a list of like a following or friends on Facebook or anything like that?
I have a list of people that I have taught and that I have done the psychic counseling for, and that I've helped for the same purpose that I'll be doing my workshop, you know, to leave a narcissistic relationship. Now, the thing is that, and And so I would like to capture their attention. I have their numbers to text, so I guess I can text them a link to something on Facebook or in social media, but I'm anxious to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. So prepare yourself. What I have to say might not be the most easy or comfortable to hear. At this stage in the game, when's the expo?
February 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Oh, you've got I thought we were talking like a week or two or something.
No, they said that I was supposed to have started doing the ad work almost a year ago so that I could get an impressive number of people in. But there were a lot of things that were going on.
If they have stuff that they want you to do, then get with someone from their team and ask them to be accountable for managing and supporting you in doing what they're asking you to do. That's the most important thing.
I've already talked to the head person, and they want us to figure out how we're going to do whatever we're going to do, and they're doing their thing.
Okay. So did you pay to be on this stage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I paid to
Yeah,
participate.
that's what I thought. So it's tricky because if it's pay to play, ideally they would be guaranteeing the audience. And I've literally had people pay to be on my stage and I could guarantee an audience, and I gave them, I set them up to win though. So at the very local level, what I would do, and I'll give you an example and we can work up to your model within that. What I would do is everybody, let's say there were 6 or 7 speakers for a day-long event. Everyone who was on that team would do a Facebook Live once per week, and we'd schedule it so that every day of the week was covered, and they'd tag everyone else in that Facebook Live. So the moment I share something, every other speaker shares me into their networks and vice versa. So we rise together. And this would even sometimes get clients sold before anybody's foot set in the room, because I'm getting exposure even before the event. So you could find people in the network of speakers to partner with in that way. And then the day of, everybody sat in support and voted victory and massive like attention and energy towards each of the speakers. All of us were supporting each other in that way. Like, oh yeah, you'll hear in this talk later on, you'll want to go to this talk because it's going to be amazing. Like I do a talk on conscious entrepreneurship and somebody else does a talk on sales. Like, all right, yeah, you want to go to Steve Wofford's talk on sales later this afternoon, right? And it comes from building that synergy, that relationships between the speakers. Now, I, as Empowering Austin Now, I was managing the team and I was checking in with all the speakers to make sure that they were making progress, because often these people were paying me as much to teach them marketing leading up to the event and to hold them accountable for marketing leading up to the event, as they were paying me to simply fill a stage with people who were excited to buy from them, right? So ideally, if you're paying to play for a speaking engagement, you know that it's your ideal audience, and you know that these are highly qualified, hyperactive buyers, and you're not just throwing money at a thing hoping that it results in clients. And that's a whole nother conversation. But within your model or within your group of speakers, do you see some inroads and some things that you could be doing that you didn't see before we started just now?
You mean based on what you've just said?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I took the note about doing a Facebook Live once per week, and what I can do is I can go online and see the names of the other speakers and see if they would be willing to do this tag business so that we can all kind of support each other.
Fantastic. And it could be just that simple, right? And you are not accountable for anything that they're asking you to do as a speaker that they're not supporting you fully in. So like you create your path of doing what feels good to you and most aligned. And I'm not saying like blowing it off or phoning it in. I'm saying do your best within the bounds of what you're creating. And yeah, thanks, Jay. Heard that. Appreciate you being here. We're going just a little bit over time by about 5 or 6 minutes, but Dr. Ruiz, do you have enough to chew on and to work with for now?
Well, I'll definitely work on what I've just mentioned.
Okay, cool. Just for the sake of time and to honor everybody's time, and also to finish the breakout rooms, I'm going to take you off the hot seat, though I can spare another 5 minutes. So I'll put myself into your breakout room and we can continue to dig in a little bit. But
Okay,
yeah, you're welcome. And let's all give some love to Dr. Ruiz. We can do that by wiggling our fingers at her. Okay. I'm going to remove the spotlight. This is the official conclusion of Manifest X. The unofficial conclusion will be in about 5 or 10 minutes. If Leah and Empress are willing to hang around and to hold down the fort with me. Okay, great. Because I've got a call right at 6:45. So I might have to delegate. And yeah, so when we go into the breakout rooms, we already shared who we are. So feel free to share again who you are in direct conversation. Make that like I help people do X. And what are you looking for? Very simple. What are you looking for? What do you need support around? What do you need in general? Does this make sense? And it's just going to be a very quick, like sharing exactly who you are and what you need. And I'll leave Leah and Empress in charge of breakout rooms past that after I leave. And was this an awesome mastermind? Just double checking before we go into our concluding breakouts. Okay, great. I want to say, in case this is the last time you see me this evening, I love you. Thank you. This is so much fun. Such an honor. I'm looking forward to more supporting you and just growing with you all. You've become part of my tribe. So that's it for now. Let's create those breakout rooms. And breakout rooms are open. Feel free to jump in and join. And I'll see you in a moment, Dr. Ruiz. And peace and
Okay.
love to all. All right, and you can stop the recording too.